Hello, everybody. It's your no-nonsense guy with his financial advisor cap on today. An urgent sort of lesson that I want to put out there. I seem to find the youngsters of today, and I'm talking youngsters, I'm talking sort of anywhere between 20 and 30, and there's no disrespect by that at all. You're a different generation. And I find that you're very hesitant to commit to something. So I wanted to talk to you today about insurance and how critical insurance is as part of your life as a whole. Okay, whether you're just a single person and you need a disability, or whether you even if you're just married, you need life cover. You need to make sure that your spouse is taken care of. So let's just cut the bullshit straight from the word go. Okay, emergencies happen, Mensa. Job loss, cancers, accidents, illnesses. Okay, you name it, they happen. We all know people that it happens to. And what's the first thing they say? Do you have insurance? You are insured, eh? And when they hit, okay, these things don't ask if you're ready, because invariably you're not. I can tell you stories and stories and stories. I've been doing this for 35 years, okay? Life insurance isn't about nice to haves. It's about making sure your family doesn't fall through the cracks in a very cheap way. Okay. And when I say it's making sure that your family doesn't fall through the cracks in a very cheap way, it's because if you look at the cost versus your salaries, and I'm talking to my client base, where it's normally about 1,000 rand, 1,500 rand, it would literally be irresponsible of you not to take out the cover, okay, when I show you the hard numbers I'm going to show you now. Okay, so it would just be irresponsible. I'm going to use a lot of the Discovery stuff because I know Discovery pretty well, and they really are a good company. Okay, when I talk to clients that are a little bit more price, the whole what the cost, okay, cost sensitive is what we call it. There are other companies. There's most certainly Liberty, Sanlam, PPS. I'm independent. I can do anything. I do everything for you. But let's lock it in, okay? In 2024, some of these things are just crazy. South Africa's life assurance industry, hey, that's last year, paid out a record 639 billion in claims and benefits. Look, that includes retirement annuities, but it also includes your life, your disability, your critical illness, and your income protection. That's not small change. That's a lifeline for millions when it mattered most. Remember, they don't ask you if you're ready. 500 billion in 6 months alone. That's big money, okay? 298 billion from January to June 2024. Obviously, the balance was made up on the rundown. That just shows the sheer scale of support that this industry provides to people. Let's break it down even further. Over the last 5 years, insurers have pumped nearly 3 trillion rand into payouts. Money out, guys. This isn't some abstract statistic that we've come up with. It's everyday people putting food on the table, treating illnesses, covering mortgages, and staying afloat. Just imagine not being able to cover your bond or your rates and taxes or your lights and water when all you needed to do was take out a policy for 1,000 rands a month when you're taking home 60,000 or 50,000. That's why I say it's very, very cheap and it's very necessary. So people think as well that life insurance only pays out when you croak. Okay, wrong. At Discovery Life, okay, living benefits now for the first time actually dominate the payouts. How wild is that? In 2024, Discovery paid 11.5 billion in total claims. 3.4 billion of the 11 was for death, okay? The balance was for living things. 1.5 billion for severe illness. Remember, that's your heart attacks, strokes, cancers, major organ transplants. I even had a little cancer mark on my back that they removed, and they paid me 100,000 rand. Capital disability. So what if I can't work anymore? Okay. I need a lump sum. Why do I need a lump sum if I'm getting an income protection? I want to pay off my house. I want to pay off my car. Any other debt that I might have. That's what the lump sum's for. Then we get to the income continuation, okay, where Discovery paid out 673 million rand for income continuation. That's just in 1 year alone, okay? Then Discovery, and a lot of the people are following it now, okay, where you get wealth bonuses and all sorts of stuff. Discovery then also paid out, listen to this figure, 2.4 billion, okay, in shared value rewards for staying healthy. What's that? That's your good old Vitality, your paybacks, your discounts at Clicks and Checkers, and so on. Okay, that means that over 60% of Discovery's payouts, went to clients who were still alive. Unlike the industry norm of the past, where it was just about 20 or 30%. So things have changed. Since I was a youngster and I started 35 years ago, things have really changed. You know, if you survive cancer or you fall seriously ill or you can't work, okay, this kind of cover is what keeps you going, peeps. Early cancer detection is paying off too. A 62% surge in early stage cancer claims shows screenings are saving lives, and payouts for that matter. What are the screenings? You know, when you go to the old HIV and the this and the that, and there's a reason why they ask you to go for those tests, those screening tests. I've even got a policy with Hollard, a personal policy, where even Hollard do it. That's awesome. It's totally amazing, okay? Let's talk about income protection, okay? The best employers out there often, all too often, skimp on income protection. I work with many, many doctors. In fact, I've been specializing in doctors for 25 years, and 98% of my clients are medical professionals. And none of them, from a brand new sparkly-eyed intern all the way through to a very smart consultant or even the profs out there, they don't have any cover via the employer, obviously being the Department of Health. So the Department of Health doesn't give you life cover. It gives you nothing. If you decide to take pension fund, you've got some pension fund. The majority of the youngsters don't even take pension fund. And then when I say to them, let's get your feet wet, let's put 1,000 rand a month away, and I show them how it benefits them financially, they don't do it. That's crazy, man. If you fall ill or get injured and you can't work, okay, it's not redundancy. It's a crippling financial loss, because what's going to happen is that your company, okay, has to pay out some 30 odd days, okay, in every 3-year cycle for sickness. What do they call it? You know, when you're off sick, sick leave. That's the word I'm looking for. So they have to cover you for 30 odd days in terms of a sick leave. Sorry, I'm not lying. There's a fine little something on my nose. Anywho, where were we? The 30 days that you're entitled to. After that, okay, you're on your own, Kimasabi, okay? And I'm talking especially to my doctors in government employee. what's going to happen to you? You're going to earn only your basic salary, okay, for the rest of your contract. Now, a lot of you are interns, so that means you've got we're now in August, so just under 1.5 years left. And I've had a client like this, where you're going to only earn your basic income, your basic salary for the next 1 year and X months, okay? Then guess what happens? Zip, zero, nothing after that. Consider how long you studied and the intellectual capital that you didn't insure, okay? That's exactly what income protection is all about. In fact, Discovery's income continuation benefit alone paid out, as I said, 673 million in 24. And that kept people earning when they couldn't due to sickness or injury. Guys, I have got proof of everything I'm saying. If you reach out to me and you want the proof, I've got all the references and everything that we need to chat about this, okay? Insurance isn't just a safety net, guys. It's not just a safety net. Please listen to my heart. It's your income plug when life hits with a sucker punch. Again, and I've seen it. I can't tell you enough stories about what has happened and how we've helped people, even down to me insuring doctors for what we call business overheads, and they get ill, and not only do I pay their income, but I pay their business overheads as well. And they call me and say, "Hey, Warren, I don't remember you doing this." And I'm like, "Hey, doc, who's your man?" 35 years. 35 years I've been in the industry. 25 specializing in doctors. I know what you need more than you know what you need. And again, it's not disrespectful in terms of me saying that. It's like me coming in with a broken tib and a fib. You know exactly what I need a lot more than I do, okay? Then we look at severe illness benefit, and I'm going to use Discovery again because those are the figures I've got at hand. Okay, and they're the leading. I mean, they do. Geez, what do they do? I think it's 1 in every 3 policies, and it's because they're quite good. And I'm not. I'm actually an ex-Discovery tied agent, but and I hate to say it, but they really are the best. Okay, there is place for everyone else. Okay. But their severe illness in 2024 paid out 1.5 billion rand. That's 1,500 million. That's massive peace of mind when facing a catastrophic diagnosis. Then, of course, there's the disability lump sum as well. Discovery paid out 933 million who couldn't work due to disability. These aren't fringe benefits or extras, hey? Guys, these are the real deal when life blindsides you. And again, for the price that you pay, you cannot compare the peace of mind. Listen to this. In the first half of 2024, hey, 4.3 million risk policies, that's like, we call that a life policy, okay? They lapsed. In other words, people stopped paying the premiums for them, okay? 4.3 million policies, okay, lapsed. Now, yes, the economy's bad and all that kind of stuff, but that's families left exposed. If mom or dad gets sick, or can't work for 3 months, or the like. There's a million different ways, okay? There's no income coming into the household. When mom or dad does start working again and starts earning their full income or an income again, these are the type of things that take you years, if ever, to catch up on. So stopping your premiums doesn't just end the cover, hey? It can price you out of future policies if your health worsens. Now, I'm a typical example. I had a lovely policy that used to cost me, because, I was the financial advisor, so I did it properly, and it was costing me about 12,000 rands per month. COVID hit. What happened? I specialize in doctors, remember? Ooh, What's happening was you can't see any of your doctors. You can't go to the hospitals and go and meet new people. So my policy lapsed. Just like this year, I had to stop paying the premiums, okay? And it ended the cover. But guess what? Once I was in a position, okay, to start a policy again, and you can, okay, it's going to be more expensive, my health had changed. I'd been diagnosed with Addison's disease, sugar diabetes, and something called antithrombin, which basically makes your blood clot too much. It's a familial thing, okay? Guess what? So Warren can't get cover anymore. So my cover was only through my company, through it too. Praise God that they had a group life, okay? Your policy is not just a monthly bill, Mensa. It's a lifeline. Lapse it and you gamble with your family's future. You really do. You're gambling, okay? So bottom line, the old no-nonsense state. I don't believe in nonsense. Let's not talk bullshit to our clients or anyone, okay? Here's the raw truth. Just short of 640 billion was paid out in 2024 alone. Real money, keeping real people afloat, okay? Discovery Life's bulk payments went to living clients, yeah? Over 60% went to living clients. That's really cool. Discovery also handed out 11.5 billion in the other claims. Never mind the living claims, okay? Income and disability payments exceeded 1.6 billion combined. Now, can you imagine if I throw in PPS and Momentum and Sanlam and everyone, and we have a look at that figure, which hopefully I'll get to soon, okay? But millions of people, millions, are still dropping the ball. When I speak to them, I hear things like, I'm not going to start it yet because I only earn 67,000 rands per month. And I'm coming to these individuals with a solution for 1,500 rand. And they say, no, they're going to wait. Okay. When they need the most cover, people are dropping the ball. Or, especially with my young doctors, they're too busy. Okay. And I've noticed this as well with the young people. They want to do it themselves. Now, if you could do it yourself, why you wouldn't need an old wormy like me to explain it for you. I've done all the hard yards. I've done all the investigations. So the same again as me coming into a doctor's rooms with a broken tib or into emergency, probably broken tib, broken fib. You know what to do for me. Okay. I know what is best for you. If you tell me that it's too expensive, I can work around that. I can get quotes from different companies. It's not a problem. Let me help you. Okay? So, what's the final verdict? If you haven't got life insurance, dread disease cover, and disability cover, and in most cases, income protection, guys, you're walking a tightrope. Picture yourself up there. You're walking on the tightrope. You're walking on the tightrope, and if you look down, there's no safety net there, nothing. You fall, you're dead. Everyone else suffers. Okay? Whether it be losing a hand or all the way through to death, there are repercussions. Okay? Do yourself and your family a favor, man. Get covered, keep paying those premiums, and stay protected. As I said before, man, it is the most responsible thing you could ever do for you and your family. Okay? And medical aid as well. Medical aid's important. Don't just sit around and wait. I know that your friends in government will help you and sort you out, but what if you need a big op or something? Okay? Guys, it's paramount. Medical aids, you can get decent medical aids for under 3,000 rand a month. you know? Why not take out that medical aid and take out that income protection? Okay? And definitely, hey, don't wait for this or for that to happen. You know, in the old days, people used to always say, we're not going to have kids yet because we can't afford it. Lovies, you're never going to be able to afford it. Get on the nest, make some kids. Do it now. Okay? Yeah, boy, yes. Guys, this is Warren Herald. It's been an absolute privilege to shoot straight with you as your no-nonsense independent financial advisor, where we get straight to the point, eh? No fluff, just facts. Whether we're unpacking, sure, even complicated financial planning, exploring religious values, or cutting through political and corporate spin. Okay, read their bullshit. Our mission remains very, very simple. Okay, deliver truth that empowers individuals to make informed decisions. My peeps, stay informed, stay vigilant, and never be afraid to ask any more questions. And most importantly, as always, use that magnificent brain that the good Lord gave you to use. Peace out. God bless. Until next time, I'll see you again. Cheers now.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are solely those of the presenter and are exercised under the rights to freedom of expression provided for in Section 16 of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, 1996. These views do not represent, and may not be attributed to, any employer, company, affiliate, or sponsor associated with the presenter in a private or professional capacity. What that basically means is that if the Hawks come and raid my ass or try Anton Taylor, I will sue whoever in their very personal capacity, yes, not the cost of taxpayers, you ignoramuses.